Napolitano. Major developments are imminent in Trump-Russia investigation, a lot of us believe. Fox News legal analyst and former judge Andrew Napolitano told Fox News Channel's Shepard Smith on Wednesday that major developments may be imminent in the investigation into President Donald Trump and his 2016 presidential campaign. Napolitano was asked by Smith about the current investigation and whether or not the former judge found the silence to be deafening. To me, it is yes. It means something is coming, Napolitano said. Napolitano offered a historical analogy for what has happened in the past when there was a major question mark looming over a prominent investigation. With Clinton, it started out with the land deal and ended up with a blue dress, Napolitano said. Now we're on to why was Michael Flynn fired? Was it for a corrupt purpose or was it for a noble purpose? Let's take a listen.
Here, our senior judicial analyst. I mean, there was an investigation underway. The president fired the investigator. Right. That's part of the overall. Why would that not be looked into? It makes no sense that it wouldn't.
The investigator was fired. He stated under oath to the Senate Intelligence Committee. The president asked him to shut down an investigation of General Flynn, and then the president said, if you want to keep your job as the head of the FBI, you'll shut down the investigation.
Well, he didn't exactly say that, but that appears to be.
That's the essence of it, and then fired him. Is that enough to commence an investigation? Yes, it is. So when Jay Sekulow, one of the president's lawyers, whom we know because he's been on Fox so many times, said to Chris Wallace twice, he's being investigated, and twice he's not being investigated, then said to all the other Sunday shows he's not being investigated. Then that night the president tweeted, I'm being investigated for firing somebody by the guy who told me to fire him. That's a witch hunt. That created confusion. I suggest to you it's a technical definition of words, so I'm going to cut through the chase. The president is the subject of a criminal investigation. He is not the target of the criminal investigation. Target means they plan to seek your indictment. They can't indict the president for what he did while he's president. They can only send it to the House Judiciary Committee for impeachment. But can they investigate him? Of course they can, and they are.
What can? Okay. So if he's under investigation, we already knew this. All of this chatter about it seems, it's really inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. As far as the investigation goes, it's underway. Yes. It's happening now. The rest of this is chatter. It's look over here stuff.
Some of look over here may be to energize his base, but that does not change the attitude of the investigators at all. They may just decide there's no there. The investigation will just end with no announcement, or they may decide somebody's going to get indicted, and once we indict that person, we're going to ask them to testify against someone north of them on the totem pole. That's the way federal prosecutions are conducted all over the country today.
Has Michael Flynn flipped?
We don't know yet.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
We don't know yet, but that is...
And by that I mean, has he turned state's evidence, or turned federal evidence?
Yeah, you could say states, or lowercase s. He probably wouldn't do that until he's been indicted, and I doubt that he's been indicted and we don't know it. But I can tell you that his lawyers have been negotiating with Bob Mueller's lawyers since Mueller was appointed. We don't know what they're negotiating about, but they have been negotiating.
Is the silence deafening to you or not?
To me it is, yes. It means something's coming.
He said from the beginning, his lawyer said, he's got a story to tell. He just wanted immunity.
Right. He's probably not going to get immunity, but he'll probably get something in return for that story. About whom is he going to tell the story, and what is he going to say? That's what we're waiting to hear.
Where do you see this going? Not about an outcome, but just as far as the investigation itself goes. It appears to be broadening from everything we read in the Washington Post and their fine reporting.
You know, the order appointing Robert Mueller said, and all related matters. So that allows him, remember with Clinton, started out with the land deal, ended up with the blue dress. They started out with, is there anybody in the Trump campaign who helped the Russians hack Hillary? Really, that's what they're looking for. And now they're into, why was Michael Flynn fired? Was it for a corrupt purpose or was it for a noble purpose? Did Michael Flynn lie to the FBI when he told them about what he said or didn't say to Ambassador Yak? A lot of us believe that when the FBI interrogated General Flynn, they had in front of them a transcript of his conversation with the ambassador, and he didn't know it, and he did not recount the same conversation that they knew took place. Is that a lie? Is it a crime? Should he be indicted for it? And if he is indicted, will he then become a cooperating witness? Those are all questions we all want to have answers to.
We'll find out eventually.
Yes, we will.
And between now and then, we'll all yell at each other. It's really depressing.
This will be following.
Everybody needs to relax. It's summertime.
Yes.
Yeah, because they know they have nothing. And I don't know what Judge Napolitano is saying, because it doesn't make sense. They're not really looking at Flynn. They are looking at Trump. The largest question remaining to be answered is whether or not General Michael Flynn, the former National Security Advisor to Trump, lied to the FBI, and if he has any damaging information that he is waiting to reveal. This is what they're looking for. A lot of us believe when the FBI interrogated General Flynn, they had in front of him a transcript of his conversation with the ambassador, and he didn't know it, and he did not recount the same conversation that they knew took place. Napolitano said, is that a lie, a crime? Should he be indicted for it? If he's indicted, will he become a cooperating witness? Investigators may decide somebody is going to get indicted, and once we indict that person, we're going to ask them to testify against someone north of them on the totem pole, Napolitano told Smith. That's the way the federal investigations are conducted today. While Trump himself is not under criminal investigation, Napolitano said, he is under the umbrella of a criminal investigation. He is not under any umbrella. He's a sellout, this Napolitano. It's a technical definition of words, so I'm going to cut to the chase, Napolitano said of Trump's status. The president is the subject of a criminal investigation. He is not the target of a criminal investigation. Target means they plan to seek your indictment. They can't indict the president for what he did while he's president. They can only send it to the House Judiciary Committee for impeachment. Can they investigate him? Of course they can, and they are. What do you think? That this is a bunch of crap. That's what I think. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.